Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be trying out a bunch of new makeup. I am very excited about these products. I even have a new foundation that I haven't tried out yet, so there's a lot of fun stuff. Without further ado, let's just jump into it. Right now I have absolutely nothing on my skin. I'm going to start off with skin prep, and this is the Tatcha the Serum Stick. I was really intrigued by this. So it's a treatment and touch-up balm for your eyes and your face. So you can apply it anywhere on your skin, your whole face, to smooth, to soften. It has like long-term benefits. It's good for smile lines, things like that. So that's always very exciting for me because I'll do anything for my lines. I'm gonna basically pop this like almost everywhere, like my T-zone, all my like little smile line areas. It feels really, really nice. And I'm just going to use my fingers to just kind of press it into my skin. God, my face gets red so fast. It doesn't feel like greasy or too like slippy on the skin. It just feels very soft. I don't know, I really like this. I'm still testing it out. This is, I think, the second or third time that I'm trying it out, so I'll let you guys know. For my actual primer, I do have something new to try. This is the Revlon Photo Ready Prime Plus Perfecting and Smoothing Makeup and Skincare Primer infused with vitamin B5 and hyaluronic acid. It apparently has very powerful skincare benefits and an amazing primer before your foundation, blah, 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 blah. And it helps your skin over time as well. We shall see. Since we are trying a new foundation out today, I am only going to prime half of my face. I like doing this just to see if the primer really makes a difference, and the few times I have done this on my channel, spoiler alert, I have not been able to really see a huge difference in the primer and no primer side. So I'm going to take a little bit of the primer. Ooh, it feels really good. Oh yeah, I really want to put this all over my face. For my foundation, I'm going to be trying out the Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation. This brightens, smooths, firms, hydrates, and evens out your skin. From my knowledge, I think it's going to be more of a hydrating, luminous foundation, so it's definitely not going to be matte. It's all day long wear, 24 hours it says. It reboots your complexion instantly and over time. I personally thought this foundation was brand new, but it's been like around for a while overseas, from my understanding. Like, this has been out because when I was searching like hashtags on Instagram, this has been out for like at least a year, a couple of years, but not in America, I think. I don't know. I'm very confused. But it is new to me. I picked up the shade Y225 because that's what I use in the Velvet Powder. So I'm really hoping that's not too dark because that kind of looks like it's gonna be dark. Let's try it with a brush. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna use one of my favorite foundation brushes. This is the Love is the Foundation from IT Cosmetics. This is no longer available. It's limited edition. But I'm gonna take about that much, and I think I'm gonna go on the no primer side first. I'm gonna tap it into my skin first instead of just like swiping and buffing, because it does seem to have pretty like sheer coverage. We are gonna try to build this up. Okay, so the color isn't right for me. I can already tell. It's like a little bit, it's a little warm and a tint darker than my neck. Like, my neck is the problem because it really doesn't look bad off of like my body. My neck is like really pale and green. I think my father was Kermit the Frog. That's about one thin layer on my cheek. I'm gonna let that sit there for a second. I'm gonna build on top of it, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this side. And this side I'm gonna kind of do like buffing motions. I will say it blends really easily, like very fluid. It's not like giving me a hard time. It's not drying down too fast, and it makes my skin look very healthy and luminous. Of course, I have like problematic skin. I have blemishes, I have a lot of redness, I have tons of scarring and freckles, things like that. But it's a very beautiful, natural sheer. But I am gonna build it up, and I also realized I forgot to do my forehead. So I'm gonna take a few pumps, and I'm just going to put that everywhere. I don't go too much on my forehead because I don't feel like I need it. I am noticing that the foundation blends out very different on the side with the primer. It almost has a little bit more of like a tug because there's something on my skin. All right, so this is the foundation built up. I don't think I would go in realistically with 3 layers of foundation because I feel like that's too much. Even though it doesn't feel like too much, if I just go in with more, I feel like I'm just layering too much. So I think this is gonna give you almost a medium. Like, I still see tons of my skin peeking through. I see a lot of my blemishes and scarring, but these are things that I can spot conceal. The rest of my face looks very evened out, very pretty. I really like how it's sitting on my face. it doesn't look makeup-y at all. Like, it actually doesn't look like I have anything on my face. In terms of the side with primer and without primer, I can definitely tell that the side with the primer, I have no pores. My skin looks more plump and very soft. I did like how it blended on the no primer side, just because it felt like a lot easier, and this side it was like a little harder because of the primer, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But my skin does actually look really pretty on the primer side. Like, actually I could tell a difference. If I say actually one more time. This is not a new concealer. I've used this many times for a very long time, but I bought a new one a while ago and I still haven't opened it to use. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer in the shade Light. I used to be obsessed with this. It's amazing from what I remember. Did I get the right color? Story of my life. It's a very like lightweight liquidy fluid, but it just covers what I need it to cover and it looks stunning. I might take my words back. Maybe it doesn't look good on my skin anymore. Who knows? I am going to do a little bit of concealing on my skin. I'm going to blend out my concealer with a sponge. This is the Dose of Colors sponge. I really like this, and it has a very pointy tip to it. Look how pretty that is. Ugh, it doesn't look dry at all. Before I set the foundation, I do want to see how it kind of sits on my skin, because it is more of like a luminous foundation. I want to see if it feels wet. I haven't really touched my face yet. I still see a slight little glow in my skin. It looks really pretty, and I hope like powder doesn't really mess it up, because these days a lot of illuminating or more hydrating foundations, I love the way it looks, and then once I set it, it still looks good, but it's just, I don't know, it just gets very makeup-y. But I cannot bring myself to not set my makeup. I don't know why. Like, I feel like I can't function. Like, how do I put powder stuff on top of it? What if it like melts off my face? What if I accidentally touch my face? Like, it's gonna, the struggles. Foundation's been sitting on my skin for a few minutes. Definitely not, I don't think it's the right color for me. It's a little too warm and a little dark for me. Ugh, it matches my body though. I'm gonna touch my face. It does transfer. It's not like dried down. It doesn't look like it's removing, maybe a little bit. Not too much, but it doesn't feel super wet. Like, if you're somebody who doesn't like to set your foundation, I think you can definitely feel okay not wanting to set this. It's not gonna slide off your face. I don't know, I feel like it looks fine, but I am going to set it with some loose powder. I did not cream contour. Do I feel like it? Let's skip it today. I don't have anything new, and we'll just bronze up with powder. So I'm taking my Too Faced Born This Way powder. I've just been going through different powders lately. I just want enough powder so that my face is set, it doesn't feel damp to the touch, and I can just blend my powder products over it. This is definitely not for those people who love a matte full coverage finish. This is not the foundation for you. It's definitely a very natural sheer to medium sheer foundation. You can still see a lot of my skin peeking through, but it doesn't look bad. If you just want something to kind of even out your skin tone, look really gorgeous, very natural, it's a beautiful foundation. Although I don't know how it wears. It might look terrible in about 15 minutes, or it might be the most beautiful, long wearing, gets better with age type of foundation. You don't know. We don't know. We're gonna find out. I have quite a few cheek products actually. I'm trying to open one of them. Revlon sent over their new skin lines. I'm trying to take this dang sticker off. This one is the 110 Sunlit Glow. This looks more like a glowy bronzer. God, did I still not get it? So this is what that looks like. It actually looks so freaking pretty. I do not want to touch this. This reminds me of that new MAC product. Let me show you. It reminds me of this, which is also super beautiful, but like, look at that. So similar. Interesting. I mean, they're not the same product by any means, but the pattern, like that feathery look. They also sent over the Skin Lights Prismatic Highlighter. They sent me Twilight Gleam 202. This is going to be definitely, I think, a little too dark for me. There is one shade lighter than this, which I wish that they sent me instead, because they look so beautiful. But yeah, I do have, I have a lot of stuff to try. I have the new Too Faced Turn Up the Light palette thingy. So basically you have this uber glittery highlight, a more like, I don't know what you call this, like a soft focus highlight powder, and then something more like baked pearly. I mean, that was the first time I touched it, but I haven't swatched these, so maybe we'll test these out as well. And then we have the Physicians Formula Butter Collection that they did in collaboration with, oh my god, I'm so sorry if I say her name wrong, Wiley. This is what it looks like inside. Oh my god, I have not used a butter bronzer in so long, so I think we might actually use this for our bronzer, blush, maybe highlight, and then dip into this Revlon one too. Let's try it out. I'm gonna dip into this shade right here because I think that's a little bit too orange for me. So I'm gonna take that one, and I'm taking that on my Zoeva 127, my favorite bronzer brush ever. Is that normal? I do not remember. Is it? I don't remember it being this powdery. Ooh, let's just hope it applies good. Oh wow, okay. Oof. Yeah, it's been a while since I've tried the butter stuff, but I do not remember it being that powdery because it does have this very interesting formula to it. It's not, I wouldn't say it's like a powder. I don't know, maybe it is a powder. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's mainly, I don't know. I'm just talking to myself, you guys. Please don't mind me. What is going Okay, this side wasn't that bad, but like what? Nothing against butter bronzers because butter bronzers are amazing, but there's something up with either my face or, yeah, my face is fully set. It's not like wet anywhere. That was hella patchy. Okay, go into this Revlon business and either make matters worse or better. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that. It is not powdery at all, so I can't tell how much I'm picking up. That onto the cheeks. This side of my face is working just fine. There's just something wrong with this cheek. Oh my gosh, it looks like I've been punched in the face. Who did I insult today? I mean, seriously. It's a trying new products video. Not everything always goes smoothly. My foot went to sleep again. I just have a really bad habit of sitting on my legs when I'm filming. The Revlon product, actually, I don't mind it. It's just kind of hard to tell what's happening right now. I definitely see like a little bit of like this satiny glow. It's not super shiny. It's really pretty, but I want to use this on a better bronzer day. But that wasn't bad. I think just something's up with my cheek on this side because this side looks just fine, kind of, sort of. I'm gonna move on to blush. We're gonna ignore that. I am gonna take this shade right here. It's called Wildflower, and I'm gonna take a really small amount of this. I do like the butter. See, this one's not as powdery. Okay, this I can go in and grab a little bit more of. You know what else I've really been liking? Maybe I'll use that on the other side. I don't know. The new MAC products. They came out with a bunch of products. I showed you guys one of the highlighters, and they're all in like this transparent packaging, which is so freaking cool. But the blushes are like those little bouncy blushes. Let me show you. So they're squishy. Maybe I'll use this one on this side. It's like a similar color. Let's try it out. So this is called So Natural. It's a really, really beautiful color. Pop this onto my cheek. I think this brush is a little too diffused for this type of product, but I think we can make it work. It definitely does work with a brush, but I would use something a little bit more dense to pick up product, and then you can use your brush to kind of blend it out. But they are really pretty, and I've been enjoying these. I'm gonna even everything up a little bit. I'm not absolutely thrilled with my bronzer blush situation just because I feel like something weird is happening on my cheeks. Not like a seamless blend, I don't know why. So I'm gonna move on to highlighter. I'm really curious about this Too Faced situation, and I wanna swatch them before I put it on my face because, yeah, this one, this shade right here is dry glitter. Like, it's literally just glitter. I don't like that. The middle is that soft focus powder, and I'm wondering if this is something we can brighten our under eyes with a little. I might regret this, but I'm gonna go into this BH Cosmetics brush. This came out with the Zodiac collection. It has the most beautiful handles. I think this is like an Ulta exclusive, so if you want this, it's on Ulta. This is the number 5. It's kind of like a little tapered brush, and I'm gonna dip into the middle right there. I'm gonna take a very small amount of this, dust it out. It is quite powdery. And okay, pray to Jesus. Okay, maybe I don't want to do that. I don't think it's brightening underneath my eyes at all, but I do notice like that shimmer on the cheek, which I don't really love because it's not very, it's kind of like a patchy shimmer. I don't know. Okay, next up, we have the Glow, which is the last one, the one I'm kind of hoping works. Oh, okay, see? That one's not bad. That's hella bright though. Let's give that a swatch. Okay, that might work. But if I was gonna recommend the whole palette, I'd probably say pass, because this whole palette for one decent highlighter, which we don't even know yet because I haven't put it on my face yet. I don't know about it. Let's pop this onto the cheek. Oh shoot. Okay, it is very pearly. It is very, very bright. I wouldn't say it's like chunky, patchy or anything. It blends really nicely into the skin. It's definitely very pearly and bright. I don't mind it. Usually I use shades like this kind of like in the center on top of a more golden highlighter personally, just because I feel like this might be a little too much. I think on the other side, I'm gonna give the ColourPop Soul highlighter in Soft Pink a try. This one does look like it's gonna have a little bit more glitter in it. Yeah, these definitely do have more sparkle. Ooh, this is really pretty too. I think I'm just gonna layer both on each side. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the ColourPop on top of this one. Too Faced one, it's not bad, that one shade, but I would not buy this entire palette for that. I'm sure you have a better highlighter. We need more coffee. I do have a new brow product. It's from Rimmel, and it's the Brow Pro Micro 24-Hour Pen. Oh, it's a pen. Ooh. Don't know how I feel about pens, just because I don't feel like I use them very well. I usually go for like a pencil, but this is in the shade Blonde, I believe. C, Blonde. Oh boy. Oh my god, I have fun doing this. I do not use products like this. Is that too... the color right? I don't know. We're gonna see. Do as they say, small little strokes. I'm gonna fill in all the sparse areas of my brow. Okay, it's not bad. I like it. I don't know if I would necessarily reach for that again. I feel like it just takes me much longer to fill in my brows because I'm trying to like perfect it and get the ink right and make sure, you know, whatever. I'll probably stick to my pencils. Little fun tip, things I like to do with these pens. I am, however, gonna use some brow gel, and I finally found my shade Taupe Trap in the Urban Decay Brow Endowed Tint and Primer situation. They literally have been out of my color for so long. You guys know I like to kind of tint my brow hairs a little lighter than they actually are, so that it kind of matches my blonde hair a little bit better and looks softer. For my eyes, I'm going to use a palette that I have still not tried. And you guys are going to be like, how have you not tried this? It's been 3 years. No, not really 3 years. But this is the Haus Labs Glam Room #1 palette. You guys, I don't know why I still haven't tried it, but I'm very excited to. I haven't even swatched this. Nope, haven't swatched it. Very excited to try this out. Let's get into the eyes. I'm going to start off with this shade right here. I think it's called Cake. If I get all the names wrong, I'm so sorry. But I'm going to place this underneath my brow bone. I think I'm going to go into Spotlight actually and put that on top of it. This one has like a metallic to it. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a glow. Pretty. I'm going to start off with this really nice soft matte brown. I think it's called Cameo. And I'm going to take that on a really big fluffy brush and just really blow out this shadow in my crease. Oh girl, that was, oh wow. I underestimated it a little bit. It blends really easily and very quickly. I'm switching over to a smaller blending brush, and I'm going to take some of this shadow right here. I believe it's called Contour. I'm going to pack this into my crease. These shadows so far are really nice. I can't remember seeing any reviews on this palette, or maybe I've forgotten since this palette came out 6 years ago. I'm gonna go back to that really fluffy brush we first used, and I kind of wiped off the product on it. I'm gonna use this, just gonna diffuse the shadow outwards. Ooh, those are pretty. I think I might do this on one half of my eye and then this kind of more in the inner. Yeah, I'm gonna go into the deeper purple shade. It's called Slipper Room, I believe, and I think I'm gonna use my finger to apply this, and hopefully I don't make a mess on my face. It's not like this crazy metallic shade. It has like purple shimmers, but it's almost like this like black tone. I don't know, like I think I should probably go in with a brush. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up like little purple sparkles in there. I'm gonna go into this beautiful shade. It's called Shimmy, and I'm going to place it on the rest of my lid. And also, I'm not wearing any eyeshadow primer or anything like that, and I'm using these dry. So if you wore a primer and you wet your brush or anything like that, I'm sure it would make it pop a lot more, but I'm actually quite happy with the way it looks. Like, oh, it's so pretty good. Do you see that? Oh, I'm gonna go back into my brush, make sure everything is blended out. I'm gonna go back into Spotlight, the small little brush, and I'm gonna pop that on the inner corners of my eyes for a nice little highlight. With that same brush, I'm taking that darker purple shimmer shade, and I'm going to basically just smudge this on my lower lash line just to really smoke out the look. I'm gonna take a little bit of the matte black. It's called Top Hat with a little angled brush here. And I'm going to create a very small little shadow wing. I'm gonna keep it very close to the lash line. I don't want to do like a really crazy wing, so I'm just gonna like bring it out a little bit, kind of just smudge it out. Wow, that is so crooked. Good job, Jess. That was an interesting liner situation, ignore that. Speaking of eyeliner, we have these from Fenty Beauty. They are called the Fly Pencil Longwear Pencil Eyeliners, and I have these 4 shades. I'm very excited about these. I've heard amazing things. So there's this really purpley tone, which I am thinking of putting in my waterline. This looks like a graphite color. There's black and brown. So I think I'm gonna try this kind of plummy shade. It's called, what's you called? Purple Stuff. Let's do a little swatch on the hand. Oh, baby Jesus, that is really creamy. Ooh, I actually really like that. I think it definitely amped up the look. I don't know if you guys can see like that purple. I hope you can. Finish off the eyes, I also have the new Fenty mascara that I have not tried yet. So I'm very excited about this one too. This is what the wand looks like. Ooh, very interesting. It's like flat and then wide. For one coat, I don't hate it. I'm gonna go in with a second coat, and you guys know, like, I like mascara after I've used it a few times, because when you first use a mascara, it's like too liquidy, it's too wet, and then once the formula starts getting a little thicker, it just works so much better. So this is the final eye look. I really love it a lot. The color combination, the purple with the warm tone. I really like that Fenty liner, and I think I really like the mascara too. I'm gonna give it a try, test it out more, but overall I'm really into the eye look a lot. I think the Haus Labs palette was beautiful. I have no issue with any of the eyeshadows. Let's move on to the lips. I have 2 products I want to try. The first one is these Smashbox lipsticks. These are new and I really am very excited about these. They look absolutely gorgeous. Okay, that literally is not the color that it's advertising. What? That's what the cap color shows, and that's the color inside. Are they all like that? I swear I did not mix these up, so that's another one. It's so different. It's so misleading. Anyways, the other product I wanted to try, and I might try this first and see if I like it, but this is the Stila lip vinyls. Like, these are new. They're like a gloss, like really high shine, high pigment. I'm very curious about this. This one is called Full Throttle. I did swatch these, but I have not put them on my lips. I'm just very curious. Oh wow, oh my god, this reminds me of something. First I'm like, it smells like cigarette ash, but no, it doesn't smell like that anymore. I don't know why that was my first impression, but ooh, this actually smells really good the more you smell it. This reminds me of something in my childhood and I can't put my finger on it. It smells like a doll I used to have. Oh girl. Damn, I chose such a taupey color. Why? So I hate the color on me personally. I just don't really do these tones. I feel like it makes me look a little bit like dead. I don't know why. But I will say, this is a very interesting formula. It's so buttery. It's so nice and cushiony. It's lovely. The little lip liner, you guys know I've been into glosses lately. I could see this working really well. I really have to open all of these and see what color I want to use, because the cap has nothing to do with the actual color inside, which boggles my mind. I think I'm gonna give this color a try. It's called Stepping Out. Okay, it says that it's a cream to matte lipstick. Is it creamy and then it dries down? I've never seen that in a bullet lipstick, but let's find out. So, oh baby Jesus, that is, that went on so good. Wow, I probably should have worn a lip liner, but I'm gonna try to get a nice crisp line. First of all, applies amazing, like super buttery, very creamy. It glides on. The way that it's shaped, I think it's actually pretty easy to get a very defined lip look. Like, you don't really need a lip liner with this. So I literally have a matte liquid lipstick on now. So when it says cream to matte, it literally means like a creamy lipstick that dries down to like a matte liquid lipstick formula. It's literally been on my lips for a minute, but I'm gonna do the test. I'm gonna do it. Does it transfer? Let's find out. Clean hand. This is a product I have actually really never seen before. A cream to matte transfer proof lipstick, like bullet lipstick, that's unheard of. I will say though, just like a matte liquid lipstick, you don't want to layer too much, because the more you layer for products like this, it's gonna feel heavier on your lips or it might crack. So just like a liquid lipstick, maybe just go with like one thin layer. You really don't need much because it is quite pigmented. I didn't know what I was expecting, so I went over it a few times. Not that it looks dry or it's making my lips look like raisins or cracked or anything. I just wouldn't go too heavy. When I smile, I do see like those little lines where like when your lips are like normal, you have like lines, and then I did that, it looks like it didn't sit in those ones, which is not like a miss for me. It's just the way my lips are. It just looks cool. It feels good. I like it. I have not worn a matte lipstick in a really long time, but I just really like this a lot. I'm definitely going to be experimenting the other colors. Like there's a whole wheel of colors. I didn't think we'd be on the lip portion of this video for this long. All right, guys, we are done with the face. Let's go back and assess the situation. Let's take a look at the complexion. One thing I will say really quickly, just because I noticed it right off the bat, is I just have like a little bit of like a dark eyeshadow on my face. I guess I got a little bit of fallout and I didn't notice, but it's kind of like dispersed onto my face. Like I have shadow everywhere. From far away you can't really tell, but I'm just like, Foundation. Okay, so for the look I have on right now, like this really deep dramatic look, I wish I had a little bit more full coverage in my foundation, just because when I do something like this intense on the eyes and lips, I like my foundation to look really flawless, like a blank canvas, so everything else pops. If I have more of a sheer foundation and I still see things peeking through, I feel like there's just too much going on my face. I know that might sound like really weird, but I probably would have preferred a more full coverage foundation with this type of look. But the foundation actually still set looks very luminous. Like it does not look very matte on my face. It doesn't feel super dry either, but it's also not coming off when I touch it. I don't know how to explain it. Like my forehead looks very nice and shiny. It doesn't look dry, cakey, and matte. Even with the powder, like it just kind of refreshed itself. I don't know what that means. I don't have any less coverage than when I first started. It's not fading anywhere. It's not really caking up anywhere. I would say probably around the nostrils is where I see the most makeup, but that's generally what happens with my face. Is my nose area has been the biggest problem, and I did put some concealer there, so it might be the concealer and foundation just sitting on my nose. It might not just be the foundation. I want to say it looks pretty dang good. Like overall very flawless. I have like my lines of course that are on my face, but the makeup hasn't settled inside of them, which is great. The color is still way off for me. I have to go check that out. I also have the same shade in the Makeup Forever foundation stick, and this is really light compared to this foundation too. Like I'm very confused. I thought it would be like the same color in all the products. Maybe not. I guess I have to go a little bit lighter. I think you guys get where I stand on like the other face products, like the bronzer, blush, and highlight situation. I feel like this highlight is just a little too icy for me. The Too Faced palette, I just don't think it's worth it. I don't know. It's just something, I don't think I'm gonna be reaching for it. I don't love it. Yeah, that's pretty much that on that. I'm gonna see how it does wear. I will leave a note down below, and I will also try to do like one of those clips where I come back later tonight and just show you guys what my skin looks like. Hopefully it wears really pretty. You guys will know probably before I don't even know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Let me know if you guys have tried any of these products. What do you think about them? As usual, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at mesijesibeauty, Instagram, MAKEUPBYJESI. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, please do so before you go. I would appreciate it so very much. And also hit that little bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. What? I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys!